We're looking at some stretches that would be good for the lower back here and the entire back, in fact. Remembering, of course, that the shoulders and the hips will have a direct influence on what's going on with the back. We'll start in child's pose. So get yourself set up with your feet evenly behind you, maybe propping something between your bum and your heels. And just come down and stretch your hands away and rest your forehead on the ground, on a brick or a block here if you can't get your forehead easily to the ground. Just very gently, seeing how this feels. Stretching away actively with the shoulders so that you can feel the gap between your hips and your rib cage. And taking a good few breaths here, at least 5. Then slowly walking the hands in towards the knees. Rolling the shoulders round and back, and just taking a moment here, closing the eyes. Seeing how things feel. Then opening the eyes and bringing your hands just in front. Your wrists underneath your shoulders. Feet are about hip width apart, knees parallel. Make sure you're really strong in the shoulders here, so pressing the mat away actively with your hands. Tucking the chin right in and under, push the mat away, really push in to separate the shoulders here, so that you feel the stretch all the way down into your lower back. So this looks like a passive move, but it's not. It's very strong in the arms here. So making sure that the elbow creases are facing each other. And then very, very slowly, just moving belly down, head up. So everything else stays exactly where it is. Make sure you're not lunging to and fro like this. So you're stable in your core. Just dropping the belly here as we sink the belly down, create that little bend in the back here. Taking the chin slightly forward. Noticing how that feels in the lower back. So again, we're strong in our hands here. We're almost gripping with our fingertips. And then let's take back towards the chest as we push the mat away. So very strong in the shoulders, strong enough so you can feel side muscles here feeding into the lower back. A few breaths here, not rushing anything, we're just seeing how we feel. And then slowly, slowly, bring the belly down, chin up. And then coming to a neutral position. Keep just walking the hands in front just a little bit, staying nice and strong in your arms. Imagine that you are pushing out, keeping your shoulders separate here. Just come forward a little way. Any kind of tension in your back, pay attention to it, stop as soon as you feel that tension. Then back, just far enough where you're really pushing forward with your hand. You're sticking your bum out a bit here. And then forward. So we've got quite a small range of movement here. Just warming into lower back. So really pushing your hands as though you're trying to slide your hands forward. Breathing in, sucking the tummy in as we come forward. Do this quite a few times. So really working with your breath. Perhaps taking each movement a millimeter or two further than you did the time before. Tempted to rush this. We want to feel every nuance of this movement. See where we're holding the tension. Hold it in this backwards facing move for a moment. Just tucking the chin right in. That tension in your upper arms. So you're trying to push the mat away with your hands. And then let's come the other way. Strong in the shoulders here. Really push away from the ground. Just a little bit. Here for a couple of breaths as well. Keeping your neck in a nice long line. Extension of the spine. We want a nice long line of the spine. And then slowly back again. This time we're going to push all the way back. Maybe you need to bring your hands in a little bit closer. So walking the fingertips in, bringing the head back down again, either to rest on your block or brick or cushion or pillow, or just popping it down on the mat. Really reaching away with the shoulders, coming up onto the fingertips. So stretching, this will feel very strong around here. Remembering we're trying to create some space between the sacrum and the ribs. Have compression there, that's what gives you lower back pain. This is all helping. Really getting those fingertips as far away as possible, keeping the head and neck nice and neutral. Then putting the palms onto the mat and coming all the way forward again. You might need to move your hands just a little bit further forward. Really pushing the mat away here. And let's just take a few breaths here, seeing how we feel in this position. If this is too strong, take it back a bit, but be strong in your tummy muscles. Don't just let your body weight sink here, you're holding yourself. So rather than being gravity assisted, you are holding yourself in this position. And then slowly tucking the toes. Push here and bring your forearms down to the mat. So you've stuck your bottom in the air, toes are flexed, head is down, nice and arch in your back. Further back towards your thighs. So forearms are flat on the mat here. Also comes back to the thighs. Feel quite an engagement along the side body here. And slowly coming off the toes, taking the hands forward a little. We're going to slowly lower ourselves down. So as you lower, make sure that your elbows are pointing back towards the length of your body rather than winging out. And then we're going to lower down here. Just take a moment here, rock from side to side. And then bring your elbows so that they're in line with your armpit, and your middle finger is facing the top of your mat. There's just a couple of inches gap between your two thumbs, and your elbows are only as wide as your rib cage here. So looking down at the mat, we're going to press into the forearms. Nice and strong here. So the muscles in the front of the body are elongating. Nice stretch in the abs. And the lower back muscles, in the lumbar region of the back, we're getting a little back bend here. Your version might not look anything like mine, it doesn't matter. As long as you're getting some lift here, pressing your forearms into the mat. Taking a few breaths here. So the head is neither tucked in nor pressed up. It's just in a neutral position. Imagining the length of the spine here. And slowly bring the elbows out to the side and rest your head on your hands. Again, just roll from hip to hip here for a minute. And this time, bring your hands so that your thumbs are in line with your armpits. Elbows are right hugged in close to the body. Engage the tops of your feet, thighs, and pubic bone. So roll your pelvis under. And then slowly pushing into the mat, drawing the shoulder blades back and down. Slowly elevate. So we don't have to go very far here, we're just encouraging a little bit of a back bend. Really create some tension in the ab muscles here, become aware of where they are. As soon as your triceps is coming up, lower down. And then inhale, hug those elbows in. Lift here. Lower down. Remembering to lower with care and keeping the muscles engaged rather than just dropping down. Let's do it one more time. So hug the elbows right in, draw the shoulder blades down before pushing the mat away. Make sure that you haven't got your glutes tensed here, your buttock muscles, try and let them go. And then maybe look pillow with your palms and roll from side to side. Bend into your left leg, reach round with your left hand and see if you can find your foot. If you can, raising yourself up on the forearm of the right hand and looking round towards your left foot. So again, we're in a little bit of a back bend. If you can't quite reach your foot, grab hold of your leggings further down, we'll use the strap. So we just want to create a little bit of tension. Looking round towards the foot there. And then slowly lowering down. Take a little roll from side to side. Then bending into the right foot. Right foot. Lifting up by pushing the mat away with your left forearm. Then taking it up towards the foot. Noticing how this feels. So all the time we're trying to keep our two thighs parallel. So make sure that your left leg hasn't twizzled out to the side here. So trying to press that right thigh down onto the mat as you kick the foot into the hand. And then slowly lower. Take a little roll from side to side. Bring your hands back to near your armpits. Slowly push yourself up onto your knees, all the way back into extended child's pose. Just feeling the counter pose here. Had our backs in extension, now we've got them in flexion. Taking a good few breaths here, I'd say 5. And slowly coming all the way forwards again, and we're going to lower back down very carefully. Hands come in front once more. Right arm is parallel to the top of the mat. Bend into the left leg. Grab hold there, Keeping both thighs straight. Make sure that you are not cranking too far around with your shoulder. So keeping your shoulder facing the front here. So not like that, like that. So the front of your shoulder is facing down. Push that. You're pushing your pubic bone into the mat. You're pushing your thigh down into the mat. And you're pushing your foot into your hand. Over. Walking arms, bending into the right leg, keeping both legs parallel. That shoulder facing down. Letting that leg go. Taking a little break here. Then if that felt okay and you didn't have any impingements in your lower back, bend into both your feet. Reach around with both your arms and just take a little. Try and kick those feet into your hands, raising your thighs off the mat. So really pushing your pubic bone into the mat here. Squeezing your shoulder blades together. Taking maybe 3 breaths here. And then slowly, slowly, slowly lower. Push yourself all the way back. This time, take your knees as wide as the mat. And take a wide leg version. Again, making sure the hands are active, that you try to push the mat away. So ensure that your shoulders are active. Slowly connect hands and knees. Knees are under hips. Wrists are below shoulders. Just take a sway from side to side here. Seeing how that feels. Then coming to just sit on your mat. Hopefully you haven't got a dog in the way like I have. If you have, welcome his presence. We'll try and work around him. Getting your dog between outstretched legs. Very helpful, Gabi. Very helpful. Sitting nice and tall, just taking a moment here. Really thinking about the length of your spine here, all the way to the crown of your head. And just slide your hands down to your shins a little way. And take a tiny forward fold. You might feel this into your lower back here. So all the time we're looking for length in the spine. So imagine that you're trying to stick your bum out here, which will have you kind of rolling over your hips, rather than you just kind of scrunching down. So we're staying nice and tall, and we're just taking a bit of a roll forward here. You can bring your shoulders round into that direction too, so you get the general gist of the direction you're traveling. Should feel a nice engagement of your inner thigh here. And then slowly lifting up, bringing your hands behind you, walking them back just a little way, and really squeezing your shoulder blades together, opening the chest here, letting the ankles relax, and then slowly bring yourself up to center. Excuse me, Badger. Bye-bye. Then bringing your, doesn't matter which foot, I'm bringing my left foot in towards my right thigh. And sitting nice and tall here. I'm going to turn to face the right leg. And then we're just going to reach towards the foot. So it's fine to just reach your shin here. Starting to feel a pull in the side body here, down your ribs. We're working into the side of the lower back now. This is another place where we get cramp. feels quite nice, if that feels okay. Try taking this left hand behind your head, then using the elbow to open up a little more in the front body. This is what we're after here. Once you've got that openness, hopefully you can feel a lot of tension going on the side body, no pain. If there's pain, come back. Less angled version of this, but we're using the elbow just to open up there, and then you can extend that arm away. Those of you who are quite flexible, you can take that hand down to reach the toe. But don't reach the toe at risk of sacrificing your technique. See, although I can reach my toes very, very easily here, I haven't got my front body open. So we want that whole opening of the front body, and then we want to leave it there. So if you can't reach your toes, once you're in that open position, you're not ready to reach your toes. And it really doesn't matter. You're not going to gain anything from the toes. Perhaps feeling a little bit of nasty from it. But this is the feeling we want, the opening of the ribs coming side to side here. It's these muscles that protect our lower back and our hips. That's what we're after here. So get into imagine that you're moving the toes here. Slowly coming all the way up to the center. Both feet are about midway apart. And then just break your body over it. That should feel like quite a nice. This is what we've just been doing. Relax into it. Don't worry about lengthening your spine here. We're really trying to down through our back here. And then sitting up nice and tall. This time we're going to take the left leg away wide. Bring the right leg, the right foot inside the left thigh. Yes. So finding length here, sitting nice and tall, really looking for some length. And then let's just take a little turn to look at that foot. Make sure here that your feet, your toes, are pointed up and not towards the floor. So make sure that your feet is actually internally rotated rather than dropping out to the side. You don't want to drop out to the side. You want the knees to be pointed down. You want the toes to be pointed down. So just taking a moment here to get your posture nice. And we're going to slide the hand down to the shin here and see how that feels. Actually bring the ribs back. When I gave the you can look towards your foot, that was just on the get set up. Once you're there, keep your arm down your leg. Let's bring the rib cage around the center again. Once we're there, get to where you can get it to, where you feel like you're starting to get this stretch. Go back to where it's next to the front body here. Attach that shoulder so you can feel the muscles that engage, and we want to keep those muscles there now. Extend that arm away and imagine that you're easily tickling your toes here. Looking under that armpit, really feeling a very expansive stretch. Feel where that starts to go into your lower back as well. Feet back in together, about generously hip width apart. Widening your hips if you like, and then just drape yourself over your knees here. Really let it go round out through the back. In is up to the chest. Wide breath. Slowly. And come and stand for a moment. Standing out gently at the back of my mat. Knees aren't locked out, but your legs are straight. Pelvis up and roll the shoulders back and back. Close your eyes and get the sense of where you're holding your weight and your balance. What happens if you tilt the pelvis forward and back? Where do you feel the tension release? Get the sense of how the back is, where the tension is being held. Your palms gently pull forward. Open the eyes here. I think you begin right here. Very slowly. Imagine that you are articulating one vertebra at a time. Slowly, slowly, slowly. And you start then forward in or forward fold. So you get to where you're starting to, where your upper spine is, thoracic spine starting to bear into the lower spine, below the navel. Tuck your abs in here, engage. Let your arms, shoulders be heavy. They have no weight here whatsoever. Keeping the chin tucked by the head. Let those arms hang on, keeping those legs straight. So you feel an engagement into your hands. Just get away gently. Relax the switch out very gently. Versus our hamstring. And for glutes here. Feel the legs here. Maybe talking, elbows. Giving it a whirl. Then bring the palms down to the mat. Then all of your palms. Fingers here. Arm legs are straight with the ends. We're applying pressure into our hands. So we're just pushing away here. We're imagining that our spines are really, really long. So head and neck neutral. Yes. Okay. Breathe really generously into your knees now. Rest your torso on your thighs. See how that feels here. And really stick your bums out. So we're loosening up into the sacrum here. Gravity, assist as we lay our body weight onto our thighs. Then leave those thighs bent exactly where they are. We're going to bring our arms forward into chair. So once we're here, this is quite strong. See if you can just lift your toes a little bit. So our body weight is back into our heels. We're looking towards our hands. And then slowly, 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 slowly. Push into those thighs. Let the thighs do the work. As we come up to standing. We're at the top. Bring our arms up to the top. And just pushing the hips forward just a little. Let's look up towards our hand. So a nice little counter positive to that. As we bring our arms down wide, start hinging forward at the hips. Hands to our shins to bring a flat back. So just staying here for a moment. Maybe your hands need to be on your thighs. Sticking your bottoms out again, so we're lengthening into the hamstrings and the glutes. And then we're slowly going to roll all the way down again into our forward fold. So legs are straight, hands are wherever they need to be. So we want gravity to be assisting us here. Grab hold of those elbows. Let's just hang here for a moment. Notice how things feel across the sacrum into the lower back. Taking a good few breaths here. 5. Bending generously into the knees. Let's put our hands back on the mat again, just in front of our feet to the side. Bending generously. Really imagine you're sticking your bottoms out here. Someone's about to give you a chair as you hinge up. Take your arms out in front, look towards your hands, take the weight out of your toes. Slowly, slowly, really slowly pushing into these strong thighs here as you lower your arms and come all the way up to standing. Taking a moment here. And then coming to stand on your mat sideways. With feet quite wide apart. And again, we're going to slide our hands down. So feet are parallel here. Take them comfortably wide. We do flat back, so just looking ahead and beyond your mat. Then bring both of your hands round to the left and use your hands for a bit of traction. Pull your body in towards your left thigh. So both legs are straight here. We're looking over the left shoulder. You should feel nice stretch, both the glutes. Slowly head neck up central. And to slowly walk the hands through the middle, over to the right hand side. Both hands to draw the body in towards the right side. Over the right shoulder. Neck up central. Both hands come to the center of the mat. I'm up to halfway lift, so maybe putting your hands on your thighs here. Head and neck are in neutral, so nice long straight line as you look down at the mat. And slowly, slowly putting a micro bend into your knees as you come up to stand. Rolling the shoulders round and back, and then heel toe, feet together. And slowly come down to the mat. One elbow, then the other elbow. Slowly lower down. Crossing the left ankle over the right thigh here. Taking your hands and clasping over the front of the shin. So rather than behind the thigh, take your hands over the shin here. Really hug the leg in so that you feel the stretch in your right glute, into your hip. And then slowly take that right foot down to the mat. Leave the right foot there, and you're going to roll over the outer edge of your right foot as you bring your left foot down to the mat. Sorry, Badger, you're in my way. So the right knee comes to rest on the mat. No longer on the side of the foot, you're on the right foot. And we're in a little bit of a twist here. So head and neck stay central. And let's just breathe here for 5 breaths. Let go of tension wherever you find any. Maybe taking the left arm out at shoulder height with your palm up turned. Make sure you're breathing into your belly. And then slowly. Make sure you've tightened your abs as you roll back over that right foot. And uncross that leg. Hug both knees into the chest here. Really hug them in. Have a little bit of a rock and roll here. And roll the knees one direction and the other. And placing both feet down onto the mat for a moment, rolling through the back under the calf. And this time, crossing the right ankle over the left thigh. Reaching through and clasping your hands over the top of the left shin. Just hugging thigh in towards the body here. Breath, so you can really feel this glute on the right side getting stretch all the way to the lower back, and then placing the left side of the foot down and rolling over that foot as we take the sole of the foot over to the ground. The other dog in the way now. So manoeuvring your way over whatever dogs you've got. Arms out. Neck are neutral in the middle here. So just feeling the difference in the stretch here all the way into your lower back. Noticing which side is more or less. My left knee and thigh gently down and down. Taking a good few breaths here. And engaging the abs as we bring both legs back out to center, uncrossing both knees in towards the chest, hugging around the shins, and taking a little rock and roll. And then taking the knees away so that your shins are parallel to the mat, and just massage your lower back on the mat here and the other way. And then taking both feet really wide, reaching through, grabbing the outside of the feet, and take a rock and roll side to side. Stillness, taking one foot down to the mat, then the other, one leg long, then the other. Turn each palm, let your ankles roll out to the side, and take your Shavasana. So take a few moments just to set yourself up, perhaps wriggle into the hip, lengthening one leg and the other, really plank the shoulders here. Pressing them into the mat, really rounding them down, and then let everything come to relax. No tension whatsoever.